All right, so I see the red light is on, and welcome to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And for this week's episode, I will be talking about NWA Always Ready, which happened over the weekend. That was on Saturday, and being able to talk about who won, what went down, and my thoughts as always. So we'll go ahead and get right down into it. We had the pre-show match where it featured Rodney Mack and as well Magic Jake Damas on that, and Rodney Mack is able to get his win, so I really appreciate that. We also had the debut of Sam Shaw on this one, being able to see what he'll be doing next after NXT and everything, and I'll get more into that later on, because that wasn't the only time that we did get to see Samuel Shaw. Um, so that was really definitely a surprise there, not only on the pre-show, but also we did get to see him on the actual main card. So he was able to do quite a bit, definitely for sure on that. And dealing with the next thing that we did get to see here, where we had of the Mortons on this one, dealing with AJ Kazanza and as well adorable Anthony Andrews on this one, and Jeremiah Plugin and Alex Taylor on this. We had the Mortons actually being able to get their win, which I really like to see, and seeing that Father Son tag team actually stand tall, which makes sense, and that really good thing that happened. Then we have the main card where we had Aaron Stevens dealing with Trevor Murdoch, and this was actually his uh, basically last match, which I wasn't expecting, so it does suck on that. We'll see what happens next for Aaron Stevens, but he did have a strong showing against Trevor Murdoch, and Trevor Murdoch was actually able to get his win there. Then we get into the Women's World Tag Team Championship match where we had the Pretty Empowered, of course, Ella Envy and as well Kenzie Page on this one, taking on the Hex, Allison Kay, and Marty Bell on this one. And, with the Hex being able to uh, be dominant as a tag team ever since being tag team champions. They had a long run coming. And, of course, the Pretty Empowered were able to actually get the tag team titles. I'm not mad at it. I think it's really cool. So I, in a way, expected that to happen, and it's really interesting to see where things would go, who will be able to face them. I'm sure there would be a rematch between these two teams, so I can see that later on down the road, where we had the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line, Homicide as well PJ Hawks in this one, uh, with Homicide actually retaining, but actually dealing with a bonus match, of course, Colby Carino actually wanting to be able to be a champion in this one, and actually cashing in his match clause basically against Homicide. So I had a bonus match, and Homicide actually retained again, so having to keep his title twice on this one, so against PJ Hawks and Colby Carino on that. So that was really interesting. So I'm glad he was able to keep the title not once but twice there. Then we have Natalia Markova on this one, taking on Taya Valkyrie. Really a surprising win by Natalia Markova on this one. Uh, Definitely for sure. So she has been on the rise, which is really interesting to see what she's been able to do next. And now she's basically kind of like best friends for Taryn Terrell. So that was kind of weird. I feel like she was more of a loner on that. So we'll see what happens next out of that. Then we had the NWA National Heavyweight Championship on the line. We had Jack Steen and Chris Adonis. We saw the return basically of Master Select Challenge in this match and everything. So I'll give them props to that. Jack Steen able to retain and as well keep the National Heavyweight Championship. And then we had Thom Latimer and dealing with Sion on this one. Sion dealing with Austin Idol, and in a way it didn't really help him too much. So if I were him, I'd be feeling a little bit regretful dealing with Austin Idol. So Thom Latimer able to get a win. Then we had the NWA World Television Championship, Tyrus and Mims. I felt like Mims was actually going to get the title. We saw the slam, the body slam on this by Mims. He did everything that he could. But in the end, Tyrus was able to come back and as well retain the TV title. And then we get into the NWA World Tag Team titles, where we had the Commonwealth Connection, Doug Williams, and as well Davey Boy Smith Jr. Dealing with La Rebellion with BCS 666 and Mecha Wolf on this one. Really interesting stuff there, and I'm happy that we have new tag team champions in the Commonwealth Connection. That's really awesome. And that's I look forward to seeing what comes out of this for them, since they are working very well as a tag team. And then we get into one of the matches I was looking forward to the most, the NWA World Women's Championship, where we had Camille dealing with Kylie King on this one. And I felt like she definitely deserved this as well. We didn't get to fully see her too much on AEW, but now her dealing with the NWA is really cool to be able to see her shine more and everything. She definitely did that in this match, coming close and everything. But Camille was able to get the win there. I really wanted Kylie King to actually be women's champion. That would have been really cool. I'm sure it would definitely happen at some point. And with her being an NWA, I'm sure we will get to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch down the road, because this was definitely one of my favorite matches of the year, basically, for those two. So it's really interesting, and it's really crazy. I don't know who is going to really be able to stop Camille. No one has been able to. A lot of people have come close. So the competition basically keeps on coming, and it looks like she isn't letting go of that NWA Women's World title anytime soon. Then we got into the world title and everything, what was supposed to be the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, Matt Cardona and his one Nick Aldis. That was basically canceled, but I turned it to a fatal four-way because of the injury. So when we had a fatal four-way, when we had Trevor Murdoch dealing with double duty, Tom Latimer and Sam Shaw on this one, and it could have went to any one of them on that, but we actually had Trevor Murdoch actually getting the win and getting the title for the second time. I actually wouldn't have minded if Latimer actually got it, and to deal with Camille and them being a power couple as champions together. I would have liked to see that. It was really cool to actually see Sam Shaw get involved in this and everything. Nick Aldis could have also had his time with the world title, and then hold on to it until being able to face Matt Cardona on this one. So, an interesting turn of events for the main event there, and it ended up being a really cool scene, the fatal four-way go down like that. So that is everything, all the matches that actually happened on NWA Always Ready. So those are my thoughts. What are your own thoughts? Definitely leave that in the comment section, especially for the YouTube video version, not live on Twitch for this week, but I might most likely be back soon, depending on what happens on that. So there's still a lot to come, where we have Impact Wrestling Slammiversary, and as well AEW's The Forbidden Door. Looking to review those two pay-per-views. So again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on NWA Always Ready. What do you thought about it, and everything else in between. Leave a like, subscribe, and as well hit the notification bell to stay notified for all of my videos. Be able to check out the podcast and Anchor and Spotify to show your support, and I appreciate it as always. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next episode for the In the Hot Seat podcast. Until then, I'll catch you guys then, and have a great rest of your week, and as well the rest of your day. Until then, I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.